Welcome back to UCCL. I have a guest who in many ways needs no introduction, but if you don't know him, he is a very old friend and colleague of mine and is the head of the product engineering team for ArcGIS Desktop, Jim McKinney. It's great to see you.
Hi, everyone. Hey, Nick.
So the pro team, I mean, development in general, but you're here, so we're talking about the pro team,
right,
is in some ways the epitome of listening to user feedback. And one of the ways we did that, kind of interestingly last year, for those of you that came to the conference, is we put a poll up at a session last year about pro. So Jim, could you kind of explain kind of what we were doing and kind of what
Sure.
we ended up doing?
Yeah, it was great. We talked about the ArcGIS Ideas website, which was GeoNet at the time, where really all of you in the Esri community can submit things that you want us to build, and then the entire world, the entire community votes on it. So it's not just Pro, it's all of ArcGIS.
Yes.
But because I work very closely looking after ArcGIS Pro and Desktop, we focused on a few things in this poll for you to vote on of what you wanted us to build. And you can see that what you voted on, we actually built. So it's pretty simple. Yeah. You talk, we listen, and we try to build what you need.
Yeah, and that was what was great, is Jim came on the show last year and said, look, this is real. If you folks vote on this, the pro team will do this. And here we are a year later, and we're coming for the congratulations. You did it.
Yeah.
And actually, do you want to kind of show for the folks that
what
didn't
you
see
voted
it or
on,
didn't vote? Yeah.
What the highest vote was show us how to build active definition queries. Here's ArcGIS Pro. You can assign definition queries to any layers in ArcGIS Pro in the contents pane, multiple layers. And we're assigning those query definitions to those layers. But actually, just imagine you have 100 layers and you want to find the 15 that you have active dev queries on. Well, that's where we put in a filter option, which is what you're seeing here. It says show active definition query, and then it shows you in the contents pane what's active. It's that simple, and it's really useful. You voted on it, we built it.
I mean, it's great, and it's like we said, you talked about ideas. We have this thing here at the conference. We listen to you. We don't always get it right, but we always listen. So we're going to do it again since we're here. We've got another poll for you, so let's bring that up.
Yeah. So this ideas in the Esri community online now. It's incredibly important. We have a monthly meeting where we dive in deep on these things. So what feature would you like us to see added to ArcGIS Pro? Improved data management capabilities in the Pro Catalog view. Many of you who over the years have used Arc Catalog, we've migrated that capability into the Catalog view in Pro. This is your metadata. This is you toggling between items, looking at full path names to folders, things of that nature. Enhanced enterprise data management workflows. This is really important for you building geodatabase schema, wanting to share that schema, wanting to look at reports for that schema, wanting to merge that schema. Sharing ArcGIS Pro projects through ArcGIS Enterprise. So ArcGIS Pro creates a project, you want to share it with someone in a very large enterprise, well, why not use the portal in ArcGIS Enterprise to do that sharing? Many of you have said that that's something that you would like. Simulation modeling, this was actually #2 last year. This is bringing flood simulation, wind, noise modeling directly into ArcGIS Pro. And then data engineering. The one thing we all have to do as GIS professionals is manage and know the quality of their data. And we saw that this morning in the plenary. New text strings, and wouldn't it be cool to have a data health checker that actually scanned all of your data and told you, how healthy your data was and where you might want to change it.
So, this is what we've got for you. And right now, Jim actually has to go over to the other set. So I'm going to let him go. And he's got some great people he's going to introduce you to. And what we're doing is we're going to leave this up. We're going to play a little music for you because we know you've got to basically, use the QR code, get your phone, got to do what you got to do to take the survey.
Hi, everyone. We're on another set, and I am joined by Ankita and Susan. Ankita works in our spatial statistics team, and Susan works in our sharing team. So these are two folks that build the software. And what we do when we're building software is we're giving you an idea of what we're working on, and we do that in a roadmap. And for those of you that haven't looked at the ArcGIS Pro Roadmap, there's, well, here it is, and you can search for it. And this gives us an idea of what we're building near term and mid-term and long term. For instance, upgrading Python environment when you install new software. Lots of you, work with multiple Python environments. Sharing projects in the enterprise. Working with voxel layer sharing. Working with big data analytic warehouses and sharing that information. I intentionally said that word sharing several times because Susan actually runs the sharing team, and it's really cool to have her here. And also, all of you probably saw Ankita this morning demoing the data engineering tools, which are freaking awesome. I mean, that's so cool. But those tools were on the Pro Roadmap also, if you would have been looking at the Pro Roadmap last year. But we built them, and the team shipped them, and you got to see them today, and you can enjoy them in the software. So what's really cool is you two represent 2 teams out of 55 teams that actually work on building new capability in ArcGIS Pro. And it takes a lot of collaboration to do what you do as product engineers. What are some of the things that really personify the collaboration between your teams internally, and then how you collaborate with our users externally? Maybe you guys could just share some of that, Ankita?
Sure. Specifically, my team, Spatial Statistics, is a big team, and we have awesome people. We have highly motivated software developers and product engineers working on making amazing software. So collaboration, as you said earlier, is a big key. And since we are all motivated, we kind of all have meetings, project meetings, Scrum meetings, to kind of have that collaboration going on. And also, collaborating with users is so important as well, as you also mentioned that before. And let me give you an example of this data engineering project that we all saw this morning, and how collaborating with users was so important in that project, because we all knew getting your data ready before analysis is a step that takes 80% of your time. It's it's a very time-consuming process.
Yep.
And we were just wanting to make it really simple so that people can just focus on the important work that they're doing in spatial analysis. So we reached out to many users, did one-on-one interviews with people who have been using software for a long time, or people who have been using software very recently, just to kind of get an understanding of the pain points or the challenges that they face when they make their data analysis ready. So we did interviews with them, and then we came back. We prototyped something based on the feedback, and here's the interesting part. We went back, but then it did not land well. We don't always get it right the first time, do we? We have to be willing to be agile, and we have to redo based upon users' input. That's why feedback is so important, because then we were able to really streamline what users really wanted us to make. Because that feedback was so important, and then it was gut-wrenching. We spent months prototyping it, but then at the same time, it was at the end of the day, we were able to make the software that would help them really achieve what they were looking for. And we did this internal holistic testing. This is a very interesting concept, as you know, Jim and Susan, that we bring people on campus this year, though virtually, and then they test the software and give us feedback even before that thing goes live in ArcGIS Pro.
With their own data.
Right.
And those are some hard conversations, actually. We learn a lot with you working, shoulder to shoulder in Redlands when we were able to do that, or even virtually. So those are hard things.
Yeah, but we got great feedback in that internal holistic. And I'm sure like Susan would have something to share, like how they collaborate with their teams and how they collaborate
Yeah.
with users. I'm excited to hear that.
Thanks, Ankita. So the amazing thing about Susan's team is when you press that button that says share, the magic that happens and the technology that actually spins under the covers, sharing from Pro, to other users and using Pro, or sharing to mobile devices, field apps, sharing to enterprise, sharing to online, sharing across all of ArcGIS. Your team brings that to life.
Yeah, I mean, sharing is, like you said, a cross-product team. We're working with, ArcGIS Online team, ArcGIS Enterprise, all the mobile apps teams to make that magic happen when you press that share button. So we're hearing from feedback from users from all different angles, from different products, right? With Pro, when we are working on new development, we actually work with our early adopter community, which is this program for users to test out an early cut of Pro using their own data.
Yeah.
We're getting feedback
And
from...
you get to work as technical support in the EAC community. So
Exactly,
that's cool.
We're getting feedback from real user workflows,
Yep.
and it's really nice because we get to hear about whether or not our design works, or if it doesn't, we get the opportunity to fix it and redesign and revisit before we release the software.
That's right.
Yeah.
Because once we release that software, we can't take it back. It has to do what it needs to do to help out our users do their important jobs better.
Yeah.
And
something else that we do that is my favorite is we do usability testing to test out our UI.
Right.
So we actually, we'll invite in users to test out our software and we'll record all of their clicks and interactions with the software. And for us as product engineers, it's like really eye-opening because we're staring at the software all day long.
Right.
But when we watch a user work through the software, it really helps us see where we can make things more intuitive.
Cool. Well, that's great. Thanks for sharing it. How's the poll coming, Nick?
Yeah, let's take a look, see what we have. Okay, looks like that improved data management capabilities in Pro Catalog really pulled it home. So it's kind of what we expected a little bit there, but no, it's great to see. So thank you, Jim. Thank you, Susan. Thank you, Ankita. It's great to hear you guys chat. Thank you to all our users for this poll.